Hey, it's Heath Mulligan with the Techology Show. We've just finished watching the Blue Like Jazz screen here at the Hollywood 20 in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm here with Donald Miller, the author of Blue Like Jazz, and Steve Taylor, the director of the film, and they've been kind enough to give us a few minutes. I just want to ask you guys, how do you hope that this film impacts people inside the church and outside the church?
Well, I mean, the priority is that it's a story,
right?
And so stories really shape the way we see life because they kind of teach us what's important, what's not important. So what's important in this story is authenticity, and this is the lead character is a guy who's had an encounter with Jesus, and he kind of is tempted to walk away from that due to some social pressures, which makes him inauthentic.
Right.
So really, the point is, both inside the church and outside the church, is we have to bring our whole selves into our relationships, or we're not getting to know each other.
Right.
And that's sort of a plot theme in the movie, and Don in the movie resolves some of that through a bunch of drama.
Right, right. And in the movie, it really is about this guy who's grown up in this very conservative Christian background, and now he's around all these non-Christians, and you see the conversation that takes place. So what do you see? How do you see this playing out in communities where Christians and non-Christians are sitting and having these discussions about God that maybe they haven't before, but this movie encourages people to kind of take that step to start talking to people?
Yeah. Well, I think you described it really well. I think what we're hoping that the film is a bit of a bridge,
right,
between those two cultures, and gives them things to talk about and a narrative framework within which to say, hey, we can live that out. We can actually have those conversations and ease some of the tension, perhaps, that exists in our culture.
Right. Donald, you said in the Q&A that really Blue Like Jazz is a collection of essays. So Steve, what was it like and how hard was it taking a collection of essays and turning them into a narrative film? What was that like?
Well, you have to start with an author who's willing to kind of let go of a lot of preconceived ideas of what the movie would be, and that's where Don was a great collaborator, because he was up for changing things about even his character. In the book is a writer in your early 30s, and we decided it would be more interesting if we made Don's character a college student, and from there, we shaped things, took kind of certain kernels from the book, and then try to shape the new narrative around it, and we were really happy with the results. It took a while, but we got there.
Part of the reason this film got made was this groundswell of a grassroots movement with a Kickstarter campaign. And how do we translate that? Because really there is such a following for Blue Like Jazz. How do we translate into getting people out opening weekend on April 13th, 2012? How can we help make that happen for you guys?
Well, Steve will have some things to say, but you guys are the right audience because you're a tech audience. So we're actually depending on people tweeting a link to our trailer. That's a big one. If people will watch the trailer, it has the most impact on box office, people going to see the film. And then actually just getting the word out that we're in theaters April 13th, and that's a Friday. It's easy. Friday the 13th will be the non-horror movie in the theater. Friday the 13th is the date that this movie opens, and Hollywood runs on money. And so if enough people don't come to the box office, we might not make it to week 2 or week 3. But if enough people come on that Friday and the following Saturday, we can survive for 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 weeks, and the film will grow and have a much greater impact. So sharing the trailer is huge. On Facebook, Twitter, your blogs, just get the trailer out there as much as you possibly can.
I know you guys have been on tour here a couple of days. They've got an awesome bus we got some pictures of. Where's your next stop? And what's been the feeling for you guys? Because here, you've made this great movie. What's been the reception, and how has that made you feel about everything?
It's been a great reception. It's been better than we had hoped for. We're in Raleigh tomorrow night, and then we keep heading up the East Coast. And it's really fun after all this time to finally have a finished movie to show in a real theater and get a living, breathing audience, laughing in all the right places and applauding at the end. So it's been good.
Great. Well, I appreciate Donald and Steve giving us some time. You can go to Blue Like Jazz, the movie, find out more about it. But more importantly, April 13th, 2012, butts in the seats. Make it happen. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
I was 31 on the camera. There you go.